You provide support and you can threaten sanctions, but as we know, Ukraine is not a member of NATO. Would you rule out putting NATO troops in Ukraine in the eventuality that Russia did invade?
We have no plans to deploy NATO combat troops to Ukraine. NATO allies have trainers there. We help them from NATO with building capacity, modernizing their defenses, including their cyber defenses. NATO allies also provide equipment, defensive weapons, like the UK has now provided, for instance, anti-tank weapons. So we do a lot of stuff to help Ukraine strengthen its capability to defend itself. But again, Ukraine is not a NATO ally, so the 100% security guarantees that an attack on one ally will trigger a response from the whole alliance, that applies for NATO allies, not for a close and highly valued partner.
But just to be very clear, you say you have no plans. Would you absolutely rule that out? Will we not see a scenario in which NATO troops go into Ukraine and are fighting Russian troops? That will not happen.
No, we are focusing on providing support to Ukraine, help them to uphold their right for self-defense, and also sending a message to Russia that we will impose severe sanctions on Russia if they once again use force against Ukraine. And then, of course, we have already increased our presence in the eastern part of the NATO alliance on NATO territory, and we are ready to do even more of that if needed. The paradox is that Putin, or President Putin and Russia, they went into Ukraine in 2014 because they didn't like to have NATO close to their borders. The more aggressive they are, the more NATO they will get at the borders, with increased presence in the eastern part of the NATO alliance.
But President Putin,
we want to avoid all of this, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why we are pursuing a diplomatic path, and why I invited also Russia to sit down and to continue to meet with NATO to discuss a wide range of issues to de-escalate and find a political solution.